Hello everyone, welcome back. This is another type of pattern that I like to illustrate, I like to show, and it's part of the supply and demand dynamics patterns. Well, obviously all of them are, but I like this. It's quite interesting because you can actually see where the supply overcomes the demand. I mean, look at that. This is obviously variations between the two. So the actual price was going up, and then suddenly, well, not really suddenly, after some buy sell of the institutions, some type of change of hands, it goes down. But anyway, let's move on now, because I want to say to you some details so you can understand better all the type of variations and what there is. Actually, let's get rid of this camera, might be destructive for someone. And here we are, let's get into it. Rally-Base-Drop, Rally-Base-Drop. They are the same type of, let's say, structure, not the candle formation, but that's okay, it's fine. I just want to show you sometimes that things are not the same as the draw, so there can be some variations or anything, that as long as we got the pattern right. Okay, the movement of the order flow and what is telling us. Actually, let's put some letters here. Okay, much better, so you guys can memorize and take screenshots if you want. What happens here? This is nothing but the impulse, this time not a correction. Okay guys, let's do that. This is nothing but, remember that there is a sort of, it's called also slingshot, which is nothing but impulse, correction and impulse. So generally you would take an entry never from here, after you see a suitable pattern on the H4 or whatever is your time frame. I'm a swing trader, so I use the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hours. However, I can go also lower than that. I'm not doing scalping on the minute chart or 5-minute chart, but I can do it with the 4 hour, 15 minutes. Sometimes I go as low as 5 minutes, really, when I have to refine the entry. Now, this time, what the pattern does, we see here that this is like a battle zone. Okay, price up to here, the price is in equilibrium, right? Price is equilibrated. There's a buyer for every seller and a seller for every buyer, right? So what's going on here? Nothing. People, can they be happy? Not really, because the price is not moving. So imagine, guys, that you throw a ball on the floor. What it does, it bounces back on the ceiling, comes back down. Okay, and on the other way is, if you throw a ball up, then it will bounce back down. So call this pattern whatever you want, the bouncing back down, ball throwing, whatever, but we have to use name, and we use these names like a rally base drop. Okay, this is nothing but a zone. This is the same pattern, and let's say that we see this pattern in an uptrend. Would it make sense now that I would put a short trade here? Because you say, but how come? If it is in an uptrend, I was thinking that maybe it does an early trace and come back up. As you know, guys, the trend does not always do like that. So possibly, if you were in an uptrend and you see this pattern, you would use it as an exit. On the other end, if you were in a downtrend, let's say that was like that. If you were in a downtrend, possibly this should have been a bit higher. Let's see. If you were in a downtrend, okay, let's say that you do like that. Okay, and then you see here, then it would make more sense, because it helps you. It helps you detecting the entry, okay, as a continuation. Now, guys, don't worry about the uptrend or downtrend. It makes more sense if you see it on higher time frames. This can work anywhere, but in the context, obviously, yes, he does what he has to do in the right context, right? So that's what we use it for. And these guys are nothing but supply and demand dynamics, right? So here we see again, which is the opposite of the previous one, a drop, a base, and a rally. And again, guys, if you see this in an uptrend coming up from here and you go there, probably would make sense, okay? So because you want to see a rally on the way up. But if you see it in a downtrend, then possibly you would want to take an exit, or maybe sometimes it just resets and goes all the way back up or down. It just depends what the trend is. And again, this is the same one, just with different candles, but we will look at real charts a bit later on. And guys, what we got here, a rally, base, rally. Okay, these are zone, drop, base, drop. which is a similar pattern to the calling slingshot on the way up. Well, I wish you would do a movement like that, or slingshot on the way down. All right, it's just that here it does a retracement that is quite deep and will be visible on the chart. You never take an entry from here, you never take an entry from here, you normally from here for our chart, normally from here from our chart. Okay, you go there, you check resistance, support, you got the right pattern or the flow, momentum. Okay guys, you got to be like a robot. Once you get to know these things, you will see it will be all automatic. So here it doesn't do that, which might as well do it on a different time frame, but it does more like a base. Institutional, they are accumulating their position here. They buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Battle zone. This is a battle zone, and it's a kind of painful area because a lot of hands are exchanging there, and probably people lose a lot of money because they just want to win with the range and they want to fight the institution. But no, we love them and we like to go with the order flow, and we sell when they sell and we buy when they. And guys, by the way, these are demand patterns. So that means the illustration that I've shown you before, when it was drop-base-rally and rally-base-rally, is nothing but here. I've just put them together to show you that these are part of the demand pattern. So I put a note here. Here we get an imbalance area. Okay, so the faster the price moves away from an area, the bigger the imbalance between buyers and sellers. That's the same here. That's why we get the price goes back up so fast. And again, guys, how do we deal with this? Easy to say, but when it comes the moment, we just have to look at charts and momentum. Of course, we would switch to a lower time frame when the price, we roughly see what's going on the higher time frame, and when we get here to take an entry, we go on lower time frame because we would expect the price going up. And again, depends if this is going in an uptrend or downtrend. There is always a possible entry. However, I would prefer, for example, if this was in an uptrend, okay, this was a swing high, public participation, impulse up, then down, price retrace, and then come back up. And again, guys, exactly the same drone that I've shown you before. Now I show them for you here, no letters, so you can start memorized. Is public participation, okay, is rally-base-drop. Drop-base-drop. These are part of the supply patterns. Why the price goes down? Simply because supply exceeds demand. The demand was here, it didn't make it. They had to lower down the price to sell. Okay, but price was going down, it was a natural continuation, and after some little battle zone, I would say big battle zone, if that was the case, then price goes back down. And how do we deal with this? Okay, what we do here for possible bearish entry? Well, normally when you get here, exactly the same pattern, just showing the retracement here, possible retracement into the zone for a sell. So for a sell, we see the zone. And guys, don't get confused. I mean, sometimes I see that people might say, oh, okay, where is the zone? People always think, textbook, that they have to retrace here, the range, and then again here down. But what I found, guys, more little tip, that the middle of the zone is okay also to take an entry in extreme cases. But there are times when the pattern just goes down and you just have to take what you get. You will recognize price action from there, right? So not every time is different. This is roughly to show you what I mean by that. Okay, and we are at the end of the video. Please give me a thumb up if you like, guys, so I can deliver some more content. I can assure you that there is more to come. I like this type of price action and I would like to show you more. Thank you very much wherever you are in the world.